It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe. And tonight, Mendacity. You know what that is? Lies and liars. Some years back, I was talking to my girlfriend's late husband's father. Amy and I had just started seeing each other, and I didn't want to start our relationship by pissing off people who were important to her, and that's why I kept my mouth shut when out of the blue he said that tax cuts stimulate the economy. And I mean, it really was out of the blue. He was showing me around his property. We were talking about deer, and suddenly we're on, Lou Dobbs' show on Fox. I just figured that he knew I was a liberal and was displaying that weird presence of the devil, paranoid fear reaction I've seen some conservatives do on the rare occasions that they encounter lefties in the flesh. I just said, really? And left it at that. But, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Actually, shit like that, staying quiet out of politeness when conservatives spew the usual bullshit, it always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And that tax cut shit he was talking about, stimulating the economy, that is, by my reckoning, one of the first big lies in modern conservatism's 40-year journey toward its current status of all lies all the time. But, it wasn't the only big lie conservatives were pushing at the time. Back in the early 80s, we were supposed to all supposed to respect as though they were legitimate assertions. We had the war on drugs, equating marijuana and heroin. We were supposed to believe that racism was over, that welfare made people lazy, that the Soviet Union was a superior adversary, that left-wing political movements in Central and South America were all Russian attempts to overthrow the United States, that America is exceptional in some way, and on and on and on. And the lies just kept getting bigger, kept increasing their frequency as time marched on. The ongoing big lie about the nature of Israel's relationship with Palestine kicked into high gear when we invaded Iraq, the first time we invaded Iraq. Meanwhile, the fundamentalists, no longer shamed by Scope's monkey trial, started pushing their no evolution shit on the conservatives, who all eventually embraced it. Doubting evolution science made global warming denial just that much easier. By the late 90s, conservatives had become so adept with the big lie, and the establishment had become so accepting of these big lies, that the stage was set for outright election theft. And they did it in 2000 with the notorious Bush v. Gore debacle. Then 9/11 happened because they hate our freedom. And within 2 years, we were back in Iraq, hunting for weapons of mass destruction that only existed in conservatives' minds. And then we moved into the Obama era. The birther is fast and furious. Benghazi, the Obama era, was a veritable scat orgy of conservative lies. But what we didn't know in the Obama era was that it was all just the opening act for Trump, who has lied as president so many thousands of times that the Washington Post recently gave up counting them. In Tennessee Williams' classic play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, the central character Brick, just think Paul Newman, is so disgusted by all the lies surrounding his life, and there are a lot. Just watch the play. He is so disgusted by all these lies that he drinks until he senses a click, which means that he is now drunk enough not to care about all the mendacity. And you know, I gotta tell you, at this point in my life, I can totally dig Brick's desire just to hide from all the lies. They're relentless now, gaslighting on the grandest stage ever. And I don't want to hide. I feel like I have been hiding for years, pretending that all this pathetic conservative shit is somehow reasonable enough to be discussed. It's disgusting, and I, for one, will no longer tolerate it as I have for so long. Actually, it was Black Lives Matter that moved me to make that decision initially on the topic of race, but once you've made that call, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away to making the same conclusion for all these cultural and political lies. No more polite benefit of the doubt. No more pretending lies are simply another opinion. You hand me bullshit, I call it bullshit from here on out. I am so sick of this humiliating dance. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Mendacity. You know what that is? Lies and liars.